I'm Norm Poltenson, the publisher of the Business Journal, and I want to share a thought with you today about minimum wage. In the President's address in January, the State of the Union address, the President suggested it was time to raise the minimum wage to $9 an hour from its present $7.25. Quick historical view. Minimum wage was put into effect back in 1938 with the Fair Labor Standards Act. Happened to have been the year I was born. It's been raised 22 times so far. We're now looking at the 23rd time. And you have to keep in mind that it's not just a federal standard that we have, but of the 50 states, 45 of them also have minimum wages, some of them higher than the current federal standard. And the District of Columbia also has a minimum wage. I think we need to go back and look at the basics. Why do we have it? What's the purpose of it? And the object was to help the working poor. Those people who are at or just above the poverty level, who are working, and frankly could use some help. I don't think anybody has an argument with the intention to help those people. The question is, what's the image we have of the recipient of the minimum wage? If you ask most people, I'm pretty sure they would say, well, you're talking about somebody who works full-time, he has a family, and he's an adult, or she, and they're supporting the family. That's the image that we have. In actual fact, of the 1.8 million workers in America today who earn the minimum wage, 4.7% fit the image I just gave you. The rest of them turn out to be mostly teenagers, people under the age of 24, who are living in families at least twice the level of the poverty line. And in the case of the teenagers themselves, they're typically coming from families with $70,000 of income. So we need to look at the image and whether we're really reaching the people we're trying to help. In 70 years, I guess I could say in 74 years, we've had a lot of studies about the impact of the minimum wage, hundreds of them. The President likes to cite a couple of those studies that say, if we raise the minimum wage moderately, it has no impact whatsoever on employment. It doesn't hurt employment at all. In fact, it helps employment. And what it does is employers either get more efficient, or they pass on the cost, or they generate more sales. All right, that comes from a person who obviously never worked in the private sector. Because what employers really do is they look at their net profit, and they say, I'm going to maintain my net profit, and I'm going to do it by either laying off people, I'm going to have them work fewer hours. I could be more efficient, but I'm always trying to be more efficient. That's what I'm in business to do. And I may well hire or use some of my higher skilled employees to do what the lower skilled employees are doing if you're going to raise the cost of the lower skilled employees. So that's the actual effect. If you look at the 85% of the studies, they will come to the conclusion that if you raise the minimum wage 10%, on average, unemployment goes up 1 to 3%. All right? If that's really the scientific research that we have, in effect, what we're doing is hurting the people we're trying to help. There are better ways of doing that. We've had the earned income tax credit for years. It's targeted exactly to this group of people, and it's very effective. I would just leave our those who are supporters of raising the minimum wage because they think they're helping the poor. I want to remind them that the minimum wage for the unemployed is 0. I'm Norm Poltenson. Thanks for listening.